Obrigado. I am WM Siegel, and today is be a fun thing. This video about tensegrity, and it's a weird word, tensegrity, and it was coined by a fellow named Buckminster Fuller, who was an interesting thinker. He came up with what you'll recognize as the Epcot Center at Disney. That type of dome. They used to call them Bucky Balls after Buckminster Fuller. I think they're called geodesic domes. He was just an inventor, a thinker, someone very interesting, a tinkerer, and I think it very much embodies the spirit of what it is to be a person, to make things and tinker. And it's through that process that we learn about ourselves and about other things. So tensegrity, I decided to explore it and make some sculptures illustrating the principle. It's strange, right? What's holding what? These are solid, then strings. This one is hanging from this one, from this. These edges are being pulled together by this, creating tensional, like tension, tensional integrity, or tensegrity. It might blow in the wind a bit, but it can hold weight. Very interesting. I made some larger ones too. The first one I'll show you, I broke. It's tensegrity with a flat tire. I don't remember what happened with this one. I was adjusting it, so hopefully it looked like this. And I got a flat tire. That's what's so interesting about these. I made these all wood, basswood. I order it by the bag full. I do a lot of, cutting, tinkering, painting. Oh wow, now I got a really flat tire. But this top part is still there. This one kind of went awry. It was my first time trying to make a 3-layered one. So this middle piece needed to have additional beams. And I got lost in it somewhere. This one. This was my first one, first try after this little guy. Who I just gave a flat tire to. There was a time I would get very upset if I was just breaking things I had made, but who cares? This is my favorite one. I better be careful. One thing I like to, or one thing that occurred to me while making these, was it felt like the air in between was like getting charged with something, because this mystical thing was happening over it. And so I had an idea for one art installation I did downtown. I had some of these out. At the time, I think they had gold threads, right? And the idea was to look at the gold thread and let the tensegrity machine take away your worries. And that's what they were machines. The impetus for that thinking came just from the wonder I had. Once I finally put one of these together, it just creates a sense of wonder. I understand how it works. I do, fully. But it never loses the wonder. And it got me thinking about a phrase they don't really use much anymore, but wonder workers. That would be someone in history. I guess on one end, is it a snake oil salesman? On the other hand, is it a philosopher trying to help your little village in 5000 BC? A wonder worker comes to town, says, contemplate the Tensegrity. I think the reason wonder workers maybe would maybe employ something like that. I truly think that when your mind gets to that place of wonder, like mine does when I look at these, I know how they work. I can make them. I can break them. But I still, there's something I can't explain. And then I realized it's not, the function of it isn't what you can't explain, it's what it's instilling in you. And what it instilled in me is just this sense of wonder. And it's a wonderful thing. But I think that when we find ourselves in senses of wonder, we are susceptible, perhaps vulnerable, to a thought that might come in that moment, right? So someone looks at the Tensegrity sculpture, then they understand it. They might tap it. They've got a sense of wonder. And then I gave them just one simple, honest, direction. I said, look at that center ring, that center thread. Whatever's bothering you right now, put it there. Put it there. We'll let the machine do its work, It's sort of a simple trick of the mind, but it works. People left smiling. I didn't lie to them. I didn't tell them anything untrue. But there was wonder, It's cool. No deception. Making art out of science and turning that into therapy for people. That's I don't know, I guess what I'm all about these days. So Tensegrity, it'll be spelled in the title, obviously. You can make one yourself and your kids. Look it up on YouTube. Kids Tensegrity. There'll be a little video for you. You'll need popsicle sticks, glue, and rubber bands. Where I use chains and ropes, rubber bands, your first go around are the way to go. I was using rubber bands a bunch when I was trying to get these to work. And so that's the way to go. So Tensegrity, make one. Why not? What else are you doing? And if you got a kid, definitely open their mind to it, because they're going to get a sense of wonder. When you get a sense of wonder as a kid, boy oh boy, that goes a long way. So yeah, check it out, Tensegrity. And the fellow's name was R. Buckminster Fuller. Kind of an odd duck, but Epcot Center, Disney World. It's got to be pretty cool, right? All right, take care, gang. Bye.